Hello, welcome back. I'm Kalen, and this is hopefully the last recording for issue 3. I have exactly 1 hour until I have to raid, so hopefully this is enough time. We'll find out, I guess. So, you have come back to me. The air returns to my lungs all at once, knocking the wind right out of me again. I roll to my side and retch. Nothing comes out. You're quite out of sorts, aren't you? Hmm? I sit up, open my eyes. Might as well have kept them closed. I can't see a damn thing. Aren't you gonna speak? You were so talkative when last I saw you. You're the voice from before. Then that means I sniff the air. Sure enough, there's that stench. The sound of footsteps, of dripping water. Truth be told, I wasn't expecting you so soon. The voice shifts in pitch and cadence, like a radio trying to find the right channel. And by falling from a skyscraper, no less. Tisk tisk. A rather awful way to go, really. My apologies. What the hell happened? I was up there, now I'm. You're dead, I'm afraid. Dead? Very much so. You took quite the tumble there. The accompanying chuckle sounds like nails on a chalkboard. You're joking. I can't be dead. I can't be. I clutch my head. My hands are cold, stiff. Do not be afraid. Death comes for us all eventually. One of the few certainties we have in life. Though for you it came tragically early. Raoul is still up there. If I'm dead, then what's gonna happen to him? What's gonna happen to my friends, to my family? That I cannot tell you. I cannot see the future clear as crystal, nor do I decide it. Linger here, and you will meet them soon enough. This is where everyone goes when they die? Like some sort of heaven? I'm afraid this is not anything, Alex DeRoy. It is neither heaven nor hell. This place merely is. Some kind of limbo. Of sorts, yes. A crypt far below the surface, at the heart of this world. Far older than the city you call home. Far older even than the creatures that live on your world. And it will remain here just the same until the last tree has shed its last leaf. At least, that is how it was supposed to be. Things are shifting in your world, becoming less stable. Even I find my existence threatened. What even are you? I am everything you know. Your kind built their city upon my carcass, and my blood runs through its every vein. I grant it life. In turn, the creatures living in it sustain me. You eat people? You would think me so cruel? I mean, you are a scary voice in an empty void. And if what you're saying is true, I can't even get the word died past my lips. Their hope is what sustains me. Their belief, their desire for a better future. It is a mutually beneficial relationship. So, that's what you were talking about last time. Ah, you remember. The city needs hope if it is to survive. I need it. We both shall surely perish without. It might not seem it, but it is dwindling as we speak. I can only do so much to aid its recovery. So I would ask for your help to change fate, to save your world. But I know what you were about to say. That you're dead, that you cannot change anything. Part of you still thinks this is a hallucination, some vague dying dream taking over your failing mind as you bleed out on the pavement. But I assure you, it is not. Were it left up to fate, you would indeed remain a broken heap at the bottom of that skyscraper, soul forever shut in this decaying tomb. That wouldn't do. You are still of use to me. I need an agent of sorts, a blunt instrument, if you will. Do you wish to live, Alex DeRoy? More than anything. Then you shall, as many times as it takes. Do take care not to fall this time around. I lurch forward, surrounded by a circle of blinding lights that speed past me as though I'm in a long tunnel. Something pulls me along, faster and faster, and soon the lights become a blur. Then it stops just as quickly as it began, leaving me in total darkness. Duskhound! That voice. I open my eyes, despite having no memory of closing them. I'm back on the roof somehow. What the hell? End of the line, dog. Kamo appears right in front of me, just as he did before I fell, except this time, his voice feels much more sinister. I have no time to think as that tongue lashes at me again, hitting me just as it did before, sending me flying over the edge. Except this time, acting on pure instinct, I take hold of it. What are you doing to my tongue? God, it's sticky enough for me not to lose my grip when he retracts it again. What did he say? 0 to 60 miles an hour in 100th of a second? Let's see what that force does to the body. As it speeds up, I brace myself and extend my foot. With incredible force, it collides with his face so hard it knocks him to the ground. His color changes rapidly, like a system bugging out. I let go of the slimy appendage, glad to be on solid ground again, and watch it hang out of his open mouth once I clamber off of him. Dawnhound! I rush on over to the boss, who's slumped over near the stairwell. I'm so glad you're okay. I wouldn't say that quite yet. I'll definitely be feeling this in the morning. If you're here, does that mean we got him? We did, in the end. Good job, Spot. I'm proud of you. Mind helping me up? I pull him up to his feet, and together, we walk on over to the chameleon, who's slowly coming to. I was worried he'd try to get away, but it seems even he's given up on that happening. You're coming with us, criminal. It's time to answer for everything you've done. The chameleon casts his eyes to the side. I hear a sob. I only wanted to see... I only wanted them to see that I exist. To see what they did to me. I look off the edge of the building where I fell and take a deep breath. I should be angry, furious, but instead I'm just exhausted. Wondering if it was even real. Now I understand, but this isn't the way to go about it. I'm sure you know that too, Kamo. You remembered, at last. How could I forget? You said it like 20 times. I extend a hand. He looks at it and slowly raises his own to take it. I didn't think it was possible, but the Han is somehow even more crowded than it was this afternoon. I try to carve a way through all the people, Raoul, Milo, and Fenna following close behind me. It's difficult to find a seat for the four of us. Our fault for getting here during happy hour, I guess. Eventually, we managed to find a corner. I wouldn't call it private, but it'll have to do. I hope Raoul can handle it. You doing okay, boss? After today's events, this is nothing. I'm glad you could join us after all, Miss Fenna. I'm delighted to. With the gown back in its rightful place, I can relax at long last. Glad Kamo was at least willing to give us the location of the storage unit he'd put the rest of the gown in. Would have hated to show up on Fenna's doorstep with what was essentially the Money Talks bathing suit. And there's someone here I wanted to see. Fenna, awesome, you made it. Speak of the devil. The feeling is mutual, Lou. Why, you look so dashing. Couldn't let Willie and Mrs. De Bruyne hog all the spotlight now, could I? What about you guys? Everything go alright? I saw what happened. You saw? Are you kidding me? It was all over TV and the internet. People are already trying to figure out who you guys are. I knew I shouldn't have gotten up on that stage. I didn't expect us to gain traction this fast. Shouldn't be a problem, right? I mean, as long as nobody else figured out it's us. I'm immediately pulled aside by... Oh, okay. I'm immediately pulled aside by and come to face with Willem. Al, was that you up on that bloody stage? Me? No, no, of course not. You can't fool me, Al. I've seen those spots more times than I can count. And I can count pretty bloody high. What were you doing? What were you wearing? I sigh and rub my forehead. At least it's so noisy you can't really pick out our conversation. Lou takes Fenna aside, the two of them heading to the bar. Please tell me Dad doesn't know. You call that cleaning, huh? And the worst kept secret in town award goes to... Dad, listen, I can explain. Oh, I'm expecting an explanation, all right. I'm hearing all this talk about a thief getting taken down to the convention center, and supposedly the one responsible is my own kid. Mr. DeRoy, I apologize. I don't want to hear another damn word out of your mouth, Ray. If that even is your name. Raoul lowers his head, seemingly unable to respond. Alex, do you have any idea how dangerous this little stunt of yours was? You could have gotten hurt out there. For God's sake, you could have died. I know. After tonight, after that fall, that strange dream, I know it better than anyone. But still. What do I even tell your mother? I take a deep breath. That I'm happy. Dad looks like he's about to blow a gasket. What? Yeah, you tell her that I'm happy. All my life, I've been feeling like I've just been waiting for it to start, you know? I was always so jealous of you and Mom. You got to drive a fire truck every day. You guys were heroes. And now, for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm doing something that actually matters too. And that people will remember me for. Dad groans. Come on, Dad. I want to help people, like you did. I'm not sure I can let you do this. Why? Because you think I can't do it? Because I don't want to lose you. Don't be too hard on him, Baron dearie. Mrs. De Bruyne is so tiny I didn't even realize she was standing next to us. Alex, sweetie, I never got to thank you for everything you did for me. She looks over at Raoul. And you as well, Mr. Hound. The two of you may have left quite the mess in my store, but if you had not been there, I'm not sure I would be standing here with you tonight. Maria! He looks like he wants to say more, but it seems the words are catching in his throat. You've raised a wonderful young man, Baron. One who is not afraid to risk his life to keep other people safe. She pokes him with her tiny fingers. Much like someone else we know. But that's different. Is it really so different? What did you always tell me back in the day? Whenever I asked when you worked such a dangerous job? Because... He furrows his brows. Because if I can help save lives, if I can keep even one person out of danger, then it's all worth it. And they exchange a look. The old bat is smiling from ear to ear. It would sound to me that you have taught him well. Lou and Fenna walk back over, no doubt having watched us for a while. She's right, you know. Alex did kind of sort of save me at the gallery, too. There's a knowing look in Lou's eyes that says they're happily omitting the part where I dragged them there in the first place. And there's the gown. He managed to retrieve a priceless artifact, mostly in one piece. Not only that, but he helped to prevent the Syndicate from taking anything else. You guys... Milo, who's been quietly observing us all this time, steps in as well. He bows to Dad. Mr. DeRoy, I will be first to tell you I had doubts that Alex was up to task. When we first met, he lacked discipline. He lacked focus. He lacked conviction. He lacked any semblance of common sense. Gee, thanks. However, he has grown tremendously in past week. He has demonstrated courage on more than a few occasions. He is quick-witted, resourceful, adaptable, and the best damn sidekick anyone could ask for. And he does look good in rubber. Still not rubber. I want so badly to chime in, but I can't keep my lips from trembling. Dad slams his fist on the table and exhales. He's my boy. I'm sure you understand. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if... Just keep him safe, you hear? If I must, I will give my life to protect your son. This is a solemn promise I make to you. And so will I. Dad's expression softens as he turns to me. To be honest, there's a light in your eyes I haven't seen in a few years, son. Bah! He points at me and Raoul both. Fine, you have my blessing. If you want to be a bunch of glory hounds that bad, so be it. But don't you dare go dying on me or there will be hell to pay. Wait, that's it. Uh-huh. Your team name, the Glory Hounds. I like the sound of that. You do know that term usually has negative connotations, right? Oh, what a splendid idea, Lou. No mention of Crow, but it will do. Well, I guess I can't complain either, if Milo and the boss are on board. That's what will be called from now on, then. Thank you for the suggestion, Mr. DeRoy. You want to thank me? Thank me with some royalties down the line, you hear? That can certainly be arranged. I think he's just joking, Raymond. Oh. We all laugh. Well, I can't say I'm entirely comfortable with you fighting blokes out there, but if you're certain, far be it from me to stop you. Thanks, Willie. With this new job of yours, I'm expecting you to get a head start on paying your tab. Okay. Line up, Al. How's about a round from me? I'd like that. Make it a double. We're doing shots tonight, baby. Dad, I'm not sure that's a good... Woo! Shots! I look at the crow. What? It is time to celebrate, yes? I'm glad the festive mood has returned. That reminds me, Mrs. De Bruyne. What happened to your store after the robbery last week? If there's anything we can do to help, be it pay for damages or help with repairs... She waves it off. Not to worry, dears. Not to worry. It's all been settled. Water under the bridge. How? Mr. Ahab stopped by earlier and repaired my window all by himself. Oh my gosh. He didn't try to pull anything, did he? Pull anything? I'm not sure what that phrase means. Did you call the cops on him? I saw no need. He seemed terribly sorry about what happened and paid for all the ruined merchandise. He was very cordial. Far from what I'd expect from someone I saw described as a hardened criminal. It seems like the Ahab I know. He really is more than just good looks and a criminal record. With everyone in good spirits, the party continues for a couple more hours. After Mrs. De Bruyne leaves to go tend to her store, though, more alcohol starts getting involved. Dad ends up so shit-faced, Lou and Willem drag him outside for a bit just to stop him from showing Raoul more of my baby pictures. Once Fenna goes to join them, Milo, Raoul, and I are left alone in the bar. The rest of the crowd's dispersed by now, and I can finally hear myself think. No matter how hard I try to focus on other things, though, my thoughts continue to circle back to what happened on the rooftop. To whatever the hell that voice was. I should tell them about it, right? No, I shouldn't. They'd think I'm crazy. But maybe they can at least help me make sense of it. Because I sure as hell don't know what any of that was about. After downing a cocktail, Milo personally directed Willem to make for all of us, and intentionally robbing myself of my better judgment, I decide to spill the beans. They look at me with a mixture of confusion and amazement as I start describing it all in detail. Raoul getting knocked out, the fall from the building, the feeling of my body hitting the ground, the strange voice, as well as what it told me. As more and more words pass my lips, the feelings I'd been repressing since we left the convention center come to the forefront. My voice gets shakier with every sentence. Am I hearing this correctly? You died. I don't really know how to explain it. It felt like a fever dream. I'm sure I'd have remembered you getting knocked off the roof in any case. Can you repeat what happened after? I was in this strange place. It felt like a void. A place that wasn't fully physical, deep underground. Then a voice called out to me, one I'm sure I've heard before in some weird dreams. What kind of voice? I couldn't really place it. It didn't really sound like anyone I've heard before, like anything I've heard before. It said all these things to me about the city needing hope, about me having a role to play in all of it. The looks I get from Milo and Raoul are more than a little quizzical. Believe me, I don't fully get it either, but right after that is when it happened. I was back on the rooftop, as if I'd gone back in time. The moment Kamo sent me flying flashed before my eyes again. That deja vu was just enough for me to act on it and change your fate? I guess so, yeah. I find this hard to believe. It is not rational. You may have hit the head harder than you thought. I don't know, Milo. Maybe he's right. Sir? I don't know about precognitive visions, but I want to believe that what Alex experienced was real. Whether it was a dream or not, I can't say. Countering such an attack without any kind of forewarning, though. He has been lucky before. I'm not crazy, Milo. I know what I saw. I do not think you are crazy, Duskhound, but I do worry. Combat can lead to traumatic injuries. Milo takes a long pause, his face contorting into a grimace. Milo? He snaps out of it and gives me a smile that feels just a tad forced. And you have taken many severe beatings in past 2 days. I am merely concerned for your safety. I made promise to your father, after all. Now I'm telling the truth. Some weird shit is going on, or it's gonna happen soon. I suggest focus on healing for now. We can discuss events later. You're not listening. If I may interject? Fenna! Oh dear, my apologies for frightening you. I came back inside a little while ago. It was rather chilly out. What about Lou? They seem rather preoccupied with your father. He's telling them some very unique stories. I'd like to hear a little more about the experience you described. Only if you promise not to tell Lou or my dad. Of course. Whatever you say stays between us. You believe this story, Miss Fenna? I'm a bit skeptical, to be quite honest. But it does sound intriguing, Mimi. Do not call me that. I'm somewhat of a specialist when it comes to local folklore. Believe it or not, Shippersburg has a rich history that stretches back hundreds upon hundreds of years. You'll find no shortage of stories, real or fantastical. So, I take it this reminds you of something? You mentioned a place deep underground, yes? There's a story, more of a legend really, that states the city was built on top of a vast network of catacombs. How vast we talking? Far larger than the city itself. That's freaking gigantic. All dead people? She tilts her head. A confused smile appears on her face, like a parent trying to find the best way to explain something to a toddler. Dead people are often found in catacombs, yes? It's just a local horror tale, though. There's been numerous excavations in the area, and while many ancient relics were uncovered, they found no catacombs. I don't quite know where the story came from to begin with. Maybe they just didn't dig deep enough. Perhaps. I think it's thrilling, you know? The possibility that there's something out there, much larger than ourselves. Something we can never hope to understand. Sounds rather scary to me. Same. Though Fenna seems to treat everything with the same excitement as when the Syndicate locked her in the bathroom closet. The door opens. Lou and Willem come in, Dad hanging off their shoulders. We'll have to resume our conversation another time, Mr. DeRoy. And then I said, I ain't monkeying around. Real funny, Baron. They shoot me a pleading look. He's that far gone, huh? I think that triple shot at the end was the one that did it. What you talking about, kiddo? I'm still standing. Yeah, I'll take him home. Do you need me to drive you, Duskhound? I'll be fine, as long as he doesn't vomit on me. I'll come with. Ooh, I will join you as well. A walk will do me some good after all that wine. What about you, Raymond? I'll stay here a little while longer, Milo, if you don't mind. You can go on ahead without me. Are you certain? I think I get it home on my own from here. Don't worry, I'll cover the tab. Really? My surprise is mostly feigned. I know it's probably a drop in the large bucket for him, but the others don't. It's the least I can do. You all have a good night. We'll reconvene in the morning. We can call it the first official meeting of the Glory Hounds. Glory Hounds! He hiccups and pumps his fists. Okay, see you tomorrow. Have a safe trip. Nice place you have here, Willem. Thank you kindly. For helping me with the cleaning, too. I'd feel bad letting you do all the work while I sit and enjoy my drink. Why, I always get the heebie-jeebies when Milo does it. Ah, the Roos fella. You boys go back a long time? About 23 years. We met while I was abroad. I see. We've got a bit of a whirly man here. Of sorts. Really, though, he's been indispensable in my life. Helps keep me focused. I don't know where I'd be without him. Al seems pleased as punch with the both of you as well. Haven't seen him grinning like that in a long time. It's been great to get to know him. He's a bright fellow with a good heart. Where do these go? Oh, in that cupboard over there. Getting more southern. Thanks. Gotta say, you don't look half as nervous as you did when you walked in here this afternoon. I suppose. It's easier now that I've had some time to adjust. I can see why Alex likes it here. You really look after your own. Well, I figure it. When the world's as bloody, uncertain, and mean as it is, it's my way of fighting back, you know? A lot of times a person shows up on my doorstep without a place to go, without a place to call home. Their parents kicked them out of the house, they lost their jobs, and their friends are talking behind their backs. Just for being them. And they can't choose who they are. They can't choose who they love. They certainly don't deserve to be treated like shite for that. I want to give folks like that a place to call home. A place where no one judges them, where they can be themselves. May not always understand where they're coming from, but that don't mean I can't open my heart and home to them. Know what I mean? That is really sweet of you. I'm no good at solving problems with my fists like you. I solve them by listening and by talking and by showing kindness. We've both got the same goal, yeah? To make the world just a little better to live in. And that we do. Truth be told, there's times I wish I could do more. So many folks need saving, and well, sorry for going all heavy on you. That's the last of the cleaning done. No need to pay your tab. I think everything you've done more than makes up for it. That won't do. Here. This should cover everything, I reckon. Bloody hell, it's several months worth of revenue at least. Ain't seen so many 100-euro bills in my bloody life. And my phone number. If there's anything you need made, anything you need paid, give me a call. I can't accept this. Like you said, I think everything you've done here more than makes up for it. Are you certain? Thank you. Oh, thank you. You're wonderful. I want you to help make I want to help you make Shippersburg a better place for all of us. Us? Yeah, you mean to say you're gay too? I honestly don't know what I am in that regard. I've never really thought about it before. I was always too busy. Is that strange? Strange? Of course it isn't. You're welcome here, no matter what. Always know that. Now come here. Ooh, I wasn't expecting a hug. You come here, you're gonna get hugs. If you plan on visiting more often, you gotta learn to deal with that. You know, I just might. Thank you, Willem. My name's Alex DeRoy. I'm 28 years old, and completely and utterly single. I'm just your average Dalmatian working a not-so-average job. I live in Shippersburg, the capital of Batavia, where the weather is never just right and we always find something to complain about. But it's home, and it's my job to protect it. My boss is the masked hero known as the Dawn Hound, and I'm his sidekick. With our talents combined, we thwart the many evildoers that threaten our fair city. Sound crazy? Hell, a little over a week ago, I would have told you the same. But I've already taken down a gang of pirate mobsters and an invisible fashionista, honest. You can call me Duskhound. And together, we are... Glory Hounds. Issue 3 end. Yay. Plenty of time. Once again, if you like it, please consider donating to the Deco Project Patreon. They make a lot of good stuff. Support your writers and artists and what have you. I know I need to do the pocket editions still. I haven't actually read those yet. I might mix them in while I read something else, which I'll figure out what I'm gonna do next. I'm thinking maybe take a look at 922. We'll see. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.